We're losing recipes, and as a result, the girls have become birds. So sit down and let me and Kash Doll, yes, the Kash Doll, straight out of Detroit, teach you exactly what your mama and grandmama should have taught you. And if they did teach you, sit down anyway, sis. It's time for a review. Oh, and before we start, what do we think about the pink beat? We like it. Is it cute? We're gonna recreate it while we talk about it. Come on, let's go. Hey y'all, I'm Dr. DeeDee Wednesday, therapist, mommy, and muse, and today we're breaking down Kash Doll's 10 commandments to take the girls from birds to brains, not to be confused with bird brains. Let's get into it. And as always, let's do our makeup while we talk about it. Okay, so the first commandment is never let a man F you over more than once, i.e. never let a man play you more than once. And I want to be clear, this is not about revenge. This is about pattern recognition. And yes, I'm putting on a lot of blurring balm. I got a lot to do today, and I live in the South. We need the makeup to last, and we don't want to be oily. And let me be clear, the biggest indicator of future behavior is past behavior. If somebody has shown you who they are, baby, your job is not to keep testing them to prove that that's who they are. This is not an experiment, and you do not have a null hypothesis, okay? They've shown you who they are. Like Oprah said, believe them. See exactly how they move, and then you can determine if that's a pattern that you're willing to deal with. Because make no mistake, the first time they showed you their character. The second time, it's time for you to show them your boundaries. Because while people can change, trust is something that is hard to get back. Okay, do we want to go full glam or do we want to go like a sheer glam? Full glam, why not? Commandment number 2, if anybody owe you bread, do not accept the crumbs. Now we can take that to mean two things. We can take it in a very literal way, right? If you lend somebody some money and they go to pay you back, don't let them, like the old folks say, piecemeal it back to you. If I gave you 100, when you give it back to me, give me 100. Not 20 here, not 20 there. The same 100 I gave you is the same 100 I want back. Now I don't know where my foundation brush then went. We're gonna have to improvise. I lied, it's right here in my hand. I wonder how this one would do though. The second way to interpret this is probably my favorite way to interpret it. Sis, stop accepting partial effort from people who made you full-ass promises. Whether that's a relationship, a friendship, a job, a work relationship, or even a family member. One thing you have to learn is that people will oftentimes give you just enough to keep you around, but never really fulfilling the things that they promised to do. Because at the end of the day, they don't actually care. They're not giving you enough to meet your needs. They're just giving you enough so that you don't leave. And this is not something that's uncommon. It's what we as therapists call intermittent reinforcement. And baby, that's one of the strongest psychological hooks. When somebody uses intermittent reinforcement, they got their hooks in you. And they're doing it intentionally and to manipulate. And it's one of the top reasons that toxic relationships are so strong and so hard to get out of. I like this little brush. It's like they call it a slope brush. So let's get into commandment number 3. Remember, you can never tell these B words everything. Sometimes you got to keep your mouth closed, sis. Don't let everything fall out your mouth. And not because people are evil, but because intimacy needs to be earned, not just freely given. And people will try to get you to tell them more by telling you more. But make no mistake, oversharing isn't always vulnerability. People will use communication as a tool to manipulate you. And if I'm going to be honest, one of the things I say to clients all the time, intimacy and vulnerability is developed over time in healthy relationships. It's never going to be rushed. And if somebody's trying to rush you into talking too much and telling a lot of your business, you can be sure there's an objective behind it, a motive behind it. And another thing, make no mistake, people will collect information as data. The more you tell them, the more they store it in their mind and they keep it as intel. And whether they use it or not, you never know. But one thing you do know is come Mad Day, they have a brain full of intel that they can use as ammunition. And as soon as you do something they don't like, all that intel they've been gathering is loaded right into their gun of vengeance, aimed right at your heart. Be careful, sis. Sometimes the best thing you can say is nothing at all. And that brings us right into commandment number 4. Today she call you sis, tomorrow you her enemy. And this is a direct piggyback off of commandment number 3. Not every friendship is meant to last forever. And trust isn't something you hand out just because somebody's friendly. Trust is built through consistency, and consistency alone. And if someone hasn't shown you that they can be a friend, it's likely because they can't. And I know people always say, sometimes people don't have any friends because they've been burnt. And sometimes that's true. But most of the time, when you find someone who doesn't have any friends, who isn't close to any of their siblings or any of their family members, it's because they are the ones typically doing the burning. They're the ones burning those bridges. And if you're not careful, your bridge could be next. So when you run across girls like this or people like this, do like the old folks say and feed them with a long handled spoon until they earn your trust. And what I mean when I say feed them with a long handled spoon, that doesn't mean you can't be around them. It just means know exactly how far you can go with them. Don't tell them everything. Don't get too close. Close enough to feed them, but not close enough to be bitten with a long handled spoon. That'll keep you protected. Baby, this face is shiny, shiny, shiny. Shiny, 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 yeah. But that's okay. It's really the lights. Trust the process. It's gonna get better. Well, let's add a little pink. What do we think? Pink shirt, pink aesthetic. You know everything pink. What if we do a pink look? I got a pink eyeliner from a black-owned company. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Found it. Let's play. We're gonna add a little pink eyeshadow. Ooh, that's cute. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. Ooh. Which one did I use? I think I used this one. Put just a little bit more right there. What do you think? Not too bright? Because I think this pink eyeliner is like very, very bright. But you know what? Let's do a little bit of color before the winter comes. And commandment number 5, money to the side. Don't let no man leave you dry. Now this is an oldie. This is something that your mama and grandmama should have definitely taught you. So what does this mean? Have your own money. Always have your own money, sis. Now, before the little spy guys get their boxers in a bunch, this is not anti-man. This is pro-security for women. Because at the end of the day, if we don't know anything, we know that financial independence gives you choice. And the healthiest relationships are maintained because you want to stay, not because you need to stay. And trust me, trust you me. As soon as a person realizes that they are your only choice, they are going to do their big one and make it your hardest choice. Let me tell you something. Like the old saying goes, if you give a man the ability to feed you, you also give him the opportunity to starve you. And no, that's not okay. Make sure you have your own. Even if it's just a little bit, have your own. Because if he's the only way that you have food, you are definitely going to find yourself starving at some point. So make sure you have your own food, even if it's tucked away in the refrigerator, way over there, okay? Commandment number 7, stand on business. If they say it's up, you better ride. Now, I am not condoning fighting, not physically fighting, okay? I'm almost 40. These knees and these bones, they're not the same. If I fall, I might not be able to get up. I'm not condoning violence, okay? And don't tell nobody I was, because I'm not. Now, what I am condoning is standing on your boundaries, standing on your principles, standing on your values, and most importantly, stand on your word. And if you let somebody push your boundary, then it's not a boundary. It's simply a suggestion. And baby, we do not suggest, we tell. And if the boundary isn't respected, we move accordingly. We ride. Because at the end of the day, if you're too flexible, baby, folks will bend you. They will bend you until you break. Commandment number 7, put the family first. Keep that in front of everything. And now we're not just talking about biology. We're not just talking about people that you are blood related to. We're also talking about your chosen family. So make sure you choose wisely. People who constantly pour into you, that's family. That's chosen family, okay? So those are also the people that we value and that we put in front of everything. People who love you and people who you can trust And people who pour into you and show up for you, those relationships are extremely hard to come by, especially as adults. So when you find those relationships, when you find people who genuinely care about you, I put a little more blush on because that just wasn't enough, but who genuinely care about you and value you and care about your well-being, you keep those people. You are loyal to those people because those are the people who are also going to be loyal to you. Those are the people that we support, that we show up for. And when it comes down to it, those are the people that we choose. Those are the sides that we choose, unless they're incredibly wrong. But if they're a little bit wrong or just a smidget wrong, we correct them, but we do it in private. We don't embarrass them publicly. We don't shame them publicly by checking them in front of other people. We protect them by making corrections in private. And that's a part of loyalty that often doesn't get discussed, because I will love you and I will ride for you, but not when you're wrong. And still, because I have chosen you, I will not embarrass you. And you better not embarrass me. Commandment number 8. This is my favorite commandment. Bet on yourself if you're going to roll the dice on anything. In other words, if you're going to take a risk, if you're going to make an investment, take a risk on you. Make an investment in you. Because sis, if you're going to gamble, gamble on the only person whose behavior and effort that you can actually control, yours. And this is what we call self-efficacy. Okay? Believing in your actions. And believing in your actions can influence your future. Because just make no mistake, you are worth the bet. And if there is money to be invested, invest every single dollar in you. Not in anybody else. In you. Because you're worth it. You're worth the investment. You're worth the gamble. Because if we're going to bet, we're going to bet on ourselves. That's for sure. And commandment number 9, any points to be made, don't be scared to prove it. And then she did a little ad-lib, better not be scared. So sis, don't be afraid to prove your point. If you know something, if you believe in something, stand on it. That doesn't mean you have to be loud, and you don't have to argue with everybody, but do not shrink yourself. And when it's time, stand up. Stand up for yourself and what you believe. And baby, stand up for you. Speak up. Ask for a raise. Say no when you don't want to do something. Confidence doesn't always have to be loud, but it does have to be clear. And the final commandment, and you better look effing good when you do it. Hello, somebody. And this commandment is not about validation. It's not about seeking the approval of anyone. This commandment is about self-respect. Because sis, there is something psychologically powerful about showing up in a way that just reminds you who exactly it is that you are. Because looking good can be an act of confidence, identity, and self-expression. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you really just wanna stun on them a little bit. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just wanna show them. You know, I can show you better than I can tell you. Every once in a while, somebody got you effed up, and you just wanna pop out a little bit. You just wanna show them that you are not somebody to be doubted. You show them by showing up and showing out and looking good while you do it, sis. Okay? Doing it for you. Popping out for you. Stunning on them for you. Because they doubted you. Because they tried you. Because they didn't believe in you. Show them. Show them exactly who you are. And look good while you do it. I like that. I like that. The 10 Commandments that Kash Doll is talking about, it's more than just about relationships. It's more than just a catchy little song. Kash Doll gave us the standards for self-respect. Don't ignore patterns. Protect your peace. Protect your finances. Choose your people wisely. Believe in yourself. And lastly, keep your standards and keep your standards high. Because regardless of what anybody thinks, you deserve everything that you desire. And if you're part of this community, I'm going to help you get it. Everything you desire. Thank you for sticking with me through this entire video. And if you like this video, please remember to give me a like, leave me a comment, and tell me which commandment is your favorite. And if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe. I appreciate it more than you know. And if you're already subscribed and a member of the community, welcome back, sis. And as always, I love you. And I hope you have an amazingly blessed day. Mwah. Bye.